Well, the real reason I'm asking you to see is a few places might be of interest along our trip. What I'll do is I'll try and point you out today. Although I'm not official guides on these boats, we are just members of the crew. If I do make any mistakes, please just bear with me. We'll start back on the right there though, on the London line. London's top tourist attraction can generate anything up to £16,500 in just half an hour of a sunny day. And believe it or not, you can even get married on the island as well now. You have 25 people in one of them capsules. They start a service at the bottom, make your way around to the top. Once you reach the top, they stop the wheel, pronounce you man and wife, and you kiss the bride. Aww. And then off you go again, like most marriages really, it goes downhill from then on. Ahead of us is the Charing Cross Railway Bridge. Got two footbridges either side, and these are the Golden Jubilee walkways. But as we go through, not only do we go beneath a railway, we'll also be passing over the top of one as we pass over the Northern and the Bakerloo lines in the underground system. It's the only part of our journey that we'll pass over and under a railway at the same time. And once you get through the bridge, look over on the right hand side there and you'll see the building called the Royal Festival Hall. That's the last remaining building from the Festival of Great Britain back in 1951, said to have the best acoustics in the whole of Europe, and it is completely soundproof for the passing trains. On the left-hand side, over the embankment, you'll see a large stick of rock. This is Cleopatra's Needle, said to be older than the city of London itself, over 3,500 years old. It is completely covered in hieroglyphics, and it was given to us by a grateful Egyptian viceroy after Nelson helped him defeat the French at the Battle of the bridge ahead of us is the Waterloo Road Bridge, opened in 1945. This affectionately known as the Ladies' Bridge from the Thames, and that's because the workforce was over 80% female. So all the girls, give yourself a pat on the back. The longest bridge in London stands at 1:15. This bridge is also covered in an expensive self-cleaning Portland stone, which does clean itself every time it rains here, which we can say is occasionally. Once we get through the bridge, look over on the right, you see a building there with an electronic change inside. This is the National Theatre, London's right enjoy it. But unfortunately, it has been voted one of London's ugliest buildings by tenants on the architects. And quite frankly, I do have to agree with them, because that is one ugly building. Even Prince Charles said on a live television broadcast that that is the ugliest thing that he's ever seen. It's what he described as a monstrous carbuncle. And let's face it, that man knows quite a few things about ugly, doesn't he? Buildings. Big buildings, yeah, what do you think I was talking about? Over on the left hand side, you'll see a white vessel with black hole and all on the top, and that is the yacht at Temple Pier. Now she's a floating restaurant or bar, but she used to be known as the St. Catherine. She was once the Royal Barge. The next one along with the yellow funnel is the HQS Wellington. She was part of the New Zealand Navy. She was a true carrier. Not anymore though, it is now the only floating livery hall in the world for the Honourable Company of Master Mariners. And you'll find them on there quite a lot. It's basically a drinking club for them old retired sea captains. Just behind the stern of the Wellington, you will see the Temple Arch. And this marks the boundary for the City of London, one of the smallest major capital cities in the world, but only a square mile. The other boundary is Tower Bridge. And if you look just past the arch through the trees, you'll see two silver griffins. And these are placed at every major entrance and exit to the City of London to defend it from all evil. But I can tell you now, they do not work. You see, I know that for sure, because my ex-girlfriend, she goes past there every day. Evil, trust me. On the right hand side, the red brick building with the Oxide Tower is indeed what he used to make the famous stock cube. They don't anymore. The bottom 2 floors are all shops. Under the glass roof at the top is a very expensive restaurant. And in between all that is unaffordable housing. It's just like most of it in London now, really.
Che è stampato? Ma pare vero, è vero. Adesso è stampato.
See, the outside with a craft behind it, no right on the side. Now these are all empty at the moment. These are waiting to go to their respective warehouses. This one on our right is going to go in between the next bridge ahead of us. A couple of bridges are just a little bit ahead, and I'll point out as we go past it, the grey one is going to a place called the Wharf. When it's there, and then all them containers will then go into the warehouse, and they will fill it all with London's household rubbish. One of the containers is equivalent to one of London's lorries, and that barge there, as he walked up there, he had the equivalent of 50 lorries behind him. When you think about it, it's a rather good way of transporting rubbish. Got the Blackfriars Road Bridge ahead of us now. The Blackfriars comes from a Dominican monastery. It used to stand somewhere to our left. Monks, they used to wear a habit of black, hence the name of Blackfriars. Once you get through this bridge, you'll see some redstone columns, and these are the remains of the old St Paul's Railway Bridge. I had to take the main structure down though because it was deemed unsafe. Could no longer support the weight of the main trains. And the last one of the 3, this is the Blackfriars Railway Bridge. It's recently undergone a lot of work. It's actually been widened and now has the entire station on the top of it. It's the first station to span the River Thames, all at the cost of around £500 million.
Ma non è solo Dubai allora che va a fondo, qui sta fatto magari. Il cascettaio di anni, ecco la macchina, la gente sente con la carta sempre fondo. Faccio nell'auto, in modo che se i banneri non mancano mai.
Now we're through that bridge over on the left hand side, dominating the skyline. You'll see the magnificent dome of St Paul's Cathedral. Now it stands 365 feet high, which is easily remembered as a foot for every day of the year. Now it took 35 years to build, but it was completed in 1710, so Christopher Wren's masterpiece. He's also buried in a crypt alongside the Iron Duke of Wellington and Lord Nelson. On the right hand side here, the building with the large chimney is the old Bankside Power Station. No longer a power station, in that house is the gallery of modern art and Tate Modern. It's entirely free to enter, and again, if you have seen modern art, you'll know why it's free. It's all like rubbish. Not being horrible, it just generally is. I had a day off the other week, thought I'd have a walk around, found things like 5 empty beer cans, an unmade bed. There's even a light bulb turned on and off. I need a bowl leave my house and all outdoors. I'm still trying to convince my mum it's alright, but she won't have it. Bridge ahead of us is the infamous Wibbly Wobbly Footbridge. You may remember in a millennium year they had a sponsored walk across this bridge. And so many people turned up, it rocked and swayed so violently that people were falling over. The ones that didn't, well, they were sick on the ones that did. It was a very messy day. And over on the right here, you'll see a white building with timber frames and a thatched roof, and that's a replica of Shakespeare's Globe Theatre. So there you can see all of Shakespeare's good plays, all that period dress makes for a wonderful evening and sometimes a year. And say how it is only a replica of the original work burned down after somebody shot a cannonball through the roof during one of Shakespeare's plays.
Ci sono ponti uno appresso all'altro, ne finisce uno e non attacca.
Ahead of us, the Southwark Road Bridge, now resting this huge bridge to span the River Thames, staying approach roads are so well hidden in the back streets of London. Then not many people actually know that this bridge exists. You see anyone up there, give them a speed wave. They're lost. Still on it for days, it's terrible. Just before this bridge, on our right hand side there, you'll see a set of stairs that come down into the river.
c'è un ponte, adesso ce n'è insieme a questo. Sono due a due, a qua,
This is known as Suffolk Causeway. We'll call these Red Steps. Because Crociera is going down to them stairs every morning and board a small waterman's ferry to be taken over to St. Paul's.
Ora che passavo lì, ce n'è un altro, poi ce n'è un altro.
There wasn't a lot of bridges nowadays, so river crossings was done by boat. So Crociera used to live in the area of Bankside, back down the way. Ahead of us now though, we have the Cannon Street Railway Bridge. There's only one interesting thing about this next bridge that I can think to tell you, and that is the fact that this bridge is green. That's it, it's all. I'll tell you about that pub instead. The pub on the right there is called the Anchor at Bankside. It's been an anchor pub on that site for about 800 years, and it was in one of the old anchors that Shakespeare used to have a changing room when he used to perform on the nearby roads, like theatres. Now, any of you aboard the boat have seen the films, The Pirates of the Caribbean? Yeah, Johnny Depp, Keira Knightley. But if you've seen them films and you've got a camera with you today, you might want to take a picture of the black pirate ship that's coming up on our right. Do you want to get a picture of this boat? Because it has absolutely nothing to do with them films. Nothing at all. It's just like them, isn't it? It's actually a replica of Sir Francis Drake's The Golden Hind. Now, the original did circumnavigate the world once. The replica, she's gone around the world twice. It's done more sea miles than the original. And also go aboard it for a small charge and learn about
tu non si tocca tanto cose, non si tocca. Non è per male, io sarei nel caso, posso dire a ti aspettavo una persona, e che c'è ubriachi? Non è per male, qua stiamo buoni, non c'è ventilazione, saliamo in più. Non è per male, una risultata, siamo rovinati, poi siamo fuori a casa. Da stare. No, non puoi essere. Me la prego. Siamo andati all'autostrada a questo caso, dove la bevo, troppo, io magari, io non avevo fatto sbaglio una per l'altra, io ancora picchiava una bella pensione, perché tua mamma ti faceva iniziare il posto all'Ates, io dovevo giocare l'invalido nella faccia fare. La scuola gli aveva detto vedi, per 2 anni, 3 anni, e allora già io gli vogliono tutti diplomati e laureati. All'Ates si vogliono tutti diplomati e laureati. Allora io dicevo un numero. Non mettere all'interno, a scuola C in anno, a scuola serale, cominciava in mente a tenere, tipo faceva le comode, poi io mi mangiavo, ma ritirare. E che dopo quando mi fece però era uno bravo perché mi fece picchiare, ci voleva quando faccio picchiare ci voleva raccomandazione e poi in validità civile 55 oppure spesso si fece a scuola come mi fece a scuola vedi era uno dei difensori scrivere perché lo posso fare perché io non sai che Alessio, tu dicevo che, tu, magari tu dicevi, tu acquisti importanti. C'hai ragione, parliamo non parlo. La patente come a bicicletta, come faccio una bicicletta? Io l'esame ci sbagliavo, e non so che non ci conosco. Invece domani tanto insistevo, quando mi spicchiare la patente, poi una volta la volta. Ascolta che c'è il comodo di tua mamma. Ascolta. Ma? No, io troppo anni adesso. Da me mi passeranno cose dopo. Parigi. Vai a qua uno si vede, ci sono città una a mezzo all'altro. È antichissima, è grandissima quanto mai. Qua ci sono fabbricati di case, parano di palazzetti, utili. Sì, è vicino all'altro, che poi ci sono delle colonne, ci sono i colonni e ci stanno giochi, sapete? Qua l'umidità si mangia. Infatti tiene tutti i finestre chiusi, sapete? Qua fa la laguna, mi sta apparendo qua la laguna adesso. Proprio bellata della laguna, mi sta apparendo Venezia, va all'Inghilterra. Questo mare, il mare non finisce mai. Ma un'ora in Olanda, dietro l'uomo di questa pensione, qua non finisce mai. Dietro a Corano. Non termina da un arrivo, fino a un soglia. Mi pareva che morto tutti. Quando fa la laguna di Venezia. Ah sì. Qua c'è da trovare all'Australia. Guarda, per stare ghiacciapienata adesso non mi piace. Almeno sta manco fare un giorno, è un giorno grosso che c'è scritto cheat.